It's episode 2 of our animated series. Right here on the channel, our story continues. Scene 1, Throne Hall. Night. The throne room is almost empty. Only torches burn. Their flickering light dances on the stone floor, revealing dust motes suspended in the still air. King Ryan walks alone, lost in thought, his heavy footsteps echoing in the vast space. His brow is furrowed, his eyes distant. He whispers to himself, more a statement than an admission. They think I'm blind, but I see their shadows. The council, my daughter, the generals, all circling like vultures, waiting for me to falter so they can tear the kingdom apart. Footsteps sound behind him. He doesn't turn around. Yes, he says without any inflection. Speak. Commander Darius steps into the firelight. He's older than Ryan, bearing the marks of countless battles on his face and in his bearing. My king, he begins cautiously. Spies report that Princess Selene has been sending ravens to the east. Ryan tightens his fist, but otherwise doesn't react. Let her send her little love letters, he says dismissively. What reply did she receive? A ship is due to arrive at Port Royal tomorrow. Its purpose is not known. Ryan considers this, turning to face Darius. I trusted that girl with my life, was the kingdom's fate. And how do I repay that trust? With betrayal. It runs in their blood, these Lyonese. He lets out a humorless laugh. Very well, seal the gates. No raven leaves this castle without my mark. Darius bows his head. As you wish, my king, and with that, he leaves, disappearing back into the shadows. Scene 2, the council chamber. A long table dominates the center of the room, illuminated by flickering candles. Lord Vaynor sits at its head, his face etched with worry. The other council members stand gathered around him, their faces grim. They exchange uneasy glances, their whispers hushed but urgent. The king grows paranoid. Vaynor says, his voice grave. If he turns his sword against us, none will survive. Then perhaps, Advisor Callus says, a smirk playing on his lips. It's time the throne found a new master. The others turn to him, their eyes wide. Callus raises his hands in a placating gesture. Patience. We strike when the iron is hot. When Ryan's attention is elsewhere, he turns to Vanir, his tone now conspiratorial. My lord, have you received word from the princess? Vanir shakes his head, his gaze fixed on the flickering candle flames. The ravens return to the rookery before dawn. Perhaps she fears for her father's safety and has decided to bide her time. Callus nods slowly. A wise move, but we cannot afford to wait. The alliance with the Norse is tenuous at best. Laurent is a liability, not the asset we need him to be. We must push the king into action, force him to make the first move. But how? One of the council members asks, his voice barely a whisper. The king's paranoia is legendary. He sees enemies where none exist. Callus leans forward, his eyes gleaming with malice. That's where Selene comes in. She will be our key, the thread that pulls the whole tapestry. The others murmur in agreement, their voices hushed but eager. Suspenseful music swells. The camera pans away, revealing the full extent of the council, their faces a sea of greed and ambition. Scene 3, Northern Wilderness. A fierce snowstorm rages, wind and snow swirling in a blinding maelstrom. Through the whiteout, we see Laurent leading his soldiers deeper into the forest. They march in silence, their faces grim, their steps heavy in the knee-deep snow. "Keep moving," Lauren shouts over the wind. "Fire and steel wait for us beyond these trees." Suddenly, arrows begin to rain down from the cliffs above. "Ambush!" a soldier shouts. "From the cliffs! They come from the cliffs!" Lauren draws his sword, its polished surface flashing in the dim light. "Stand your ground," he roars back, his voice barely audible above the wind and the screams of battle. "Tonight, we show them the fury of the Norse," was a battle cry. He charges forward, his sword a blur of motion as he parries a blow aimed at his head. His soldiers follow his lead, their swords flashing in unison as they fight back against the unseen attackers. The forest echoes with the clash of steel, the grunt of exertion and the shout of defiance. The pristine white snow quickly turns a deep crimson, painting a stark picture of the brutality of the northern wilderness. Scene 4: Princess Celine's secret meeting. Beneath the castle, concealed by layers of stone and earth, lies a hidden chamber. A single torch flickers, casting dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls. Princess Celine paces before a large map of the region, her back to us, her shoulders slumped. As she speaks, her voice tight with barely restrained fury. "My father believes he controls the game, but with your army at my side, I will control the throne. You promised me the support of the East. When the time comes, do not fail me." Her words are cut short as a cloaked figure emerges from the shadows. The hood of their cloak is pulled low, obscuring their features. Their voice is low and rough. "Then the pact is sealed. The East will rise, but only when you give the signal." Celine turns, her eyes narrowed. "And what if I say the time is now?" The cloaked figure remains motionless, their eyes glinting in the torchlight. "Patience, princess. My forces are ready, but the timing must be precise. One false move and everything we've planned for will come crashing down." Celine considers this, her gaze returning to the map. "Good. Let the king choke on his own crown." She turns back to the stranger. "Then let the games begin." The cloaked figure bows their head in acknowledgement. "As you wish, princess." Was that? They melt back into the shadows, leaving Celine alone once more with her map and her plans. Scene 5: Castle Corridor. Ending. The cloaked figure from the last scene appears again, standing in the shadows of a castle corridor. They watch as a group of guards march past, their armor glinting in the torchlight. A faint smile touches their lips. "Pieces are moving," they whisper, their voice raspy and low, but none of them see the hand behind the board. The guards continue their march, unaware of the figure observing them. The camera slowly zooms out, revealing the full extent of the corridor. The music swells, building in intensity. Cut to black. And there you have it, folks. Another exciting installment in our animated series. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to hit that like button if you want to see more stories like this. Your support really helps us grow. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe and keep an eye on the shadows because you never know who or what might be lurking in them.